Ever heard someone say, "Just bite the bullet"? We use it all the time to talk about facing a tough situation, like taking a difficult exam, getting through a tough workout, or having an awkward conversation. But have you ever stopped to think about where this phrase actually comes from? The real story is far more intense and, frankly, quite grim. It takes us back to a time before modern medicine, to the blood-soaked battlefields of the 18th and 19th centuries. Imagine this: you're a soldier, maybe in the American Civil War or the Crimean War. You've been hit by a musket ball. Your leg is shattered, or you have a deep wound that needs immediate attention. There are no sterile operating rooms, no anesthetics to numb the pain. The surgeon has to operate right there, in a makeshift tent, with basic tools. The pain would be unimaginable, so intense that you could go into shock. So, what did they do? They gave you something to literally bite down on. Often, it was a lead bullet. That's right. Soldiers were given a soft lead bullet to clench between their teeth. Biting down on it served a few purposes. Firstly, it helped prevent them from screaming out in agony, which could be demoralizing for other soldiers. Secondly, it stopped them from biting their own tongue off during the excruciating procedure. It was a crude, desperate measure to cope with unbearable pain. The bullet became a physical anchor in a sea of agony, something to focus on, to channel all that suffering into one single, powerful act of clenching their jaw. It was the only shield they had. So, when a soldier endured a field amputation or had a bullet extracted while biting down on another, he was seen as incredibly brave. He was facing the worst possible pain with stoicism and fortitude. It wasn't long before this literal act of biting a bullet transformed into a metaphor. People started using the phrase to describe anyone who faced a difficult or unpleasant situation with courage and resilience, without complaint. The image of the soldier, stoically enduring surgery, became a powerful symbol of inner strength. Interestingly, there's another, slightly different theory about the phrase's origin that's also tied to military history. It involves the British Indian Army and the pattern 1853 Enfield rifle. The cartridges for this rifle were coated in grease to make them waterproof and easier to load. To load the rifle, a soldier had to bite off the end of the paper cartridge to pour the gunpowder into the barrel. In 1857, a rumor spread among the Indian sepoys that the grease used was made from pig and cow fat. This was deeply offensive to both Muslim and Hindu soldiers, for whom pigs are unclean and cows are sacred. For these soldiers, being ordered to bite the cartridge meant choosing between their religious beliefs and their duty. To bite the bullet in this context meant to go against their conscience and obey a deeply offensive order. This controversy was a major catalyst for the Indian Rebellion of 1857. So, while the surgical origin is the most widely accepted, this historical event adds another layer of meaning to the phrase. The idea of doing something you find morally repugnant because you have no other choice. Today, when we tell a friend to bite the bullet and study for their finals, or when we decide to bite the bullet and finally clean out the garage, we're tapping into this long history of pain, courage, and difficult choices. The phrase has lost its literal, visceral edge, but its core meaning remains the same. To endure hardship with determination. It's a reminder that sometimes the only way through a difficult situation is to face it head-on, with all the strength you can muster. So, the next time you use this idiom, take a moment to remember the soldiers who literally bit bullets, and the incredible resilience of the human spirit they represent. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the surprising origins of the words we use every day. We'd love to have you join our community. See you in the next video.